Okay, we are back with Scott Fowler for the third phase of the questions, and man, there's some great questions here, and we're going to start this round off with Nate from Austin, Indiana, and he asks, what is the most unique, interesting place you have had to sing in your career?
I would say the neatest experience I ever had was with the Cathedral Quartet. We got invited to sing for a Billy Graham crusade in Cleveland, Ohio. And after we prayed about it to see if that was something the Lord would have us to do, we decided indeed we should go sing for the Billy Graham crusade. And we were in the Cleveland Stadium, over 80,000 people there. And we got to sing with the choir that Bev Shea had assembled, and we sang Jesus Saves and a couple of other songs. And I just remember how awesome that was to meet Dr. Graham and to sing for 80,000 people. And you know, typically it takes us a week or two to sing to that many people on a normal week. But that way we did it. That day we did it in one day, and it was pretty remarkable.
That's incredible. Okay, Lynette from Dalton, Georgia asks, of all the songs you've performed, do you have a favorite one or two? This can also include your cathedral days.
With the cathedrals, it would have to be the song We Shall See Jesus. Just getting to sing with Glenn Payne, hearing that every night, and the passion that he would sing that song with, that was absolutely my favorite song with the cathedrals. Honestly, with Legacy 5, I've got a couple. I love the Jim Brady song, Truth is Marching On. I love the message of it. I love the optimism of it. I love the fact that in a world where we're beaten down daily as believers, this is a great song of hope and triumph, that we ultimately hang on the truth of God's Word, and that is the basis for our lives. I love that Jim Brady song.
Holly L. from Jefferson Township, Pennsylvania asks, who is your favorite host or reporter on Fox News Channel?
Probably my favorite would be Huckabee, and I love listening to Mike Huckabee because he's very respectful with his guests. Whether he agrees with them politically or on the issues, Mike Huckabee is always very kind. He's very gracious to his guests, yet he says what he believes, but he says it in a very non-threatening way. And I just love that about the governor. I guess I've met him personally, so I'm probably a little biased as well, but he would have to be my favorite.
Linda from Houston, Texas asks, what's the funniest thing you've ever done to another Southern Gospel artist?
That's easy. Michael Booth and I have a constant back and forth. We're always at one another's throat, if you will. Michael has this way of, if the Booth brothers and Legacy 5 are on the same platform, we're singing on the same stage at the same place one night, if they are doing really, really well and the audience is really, really loving them, he'll come off of the stage and he'll come to me if we're singing next, and he'll say, hey buddy, I hate to tell this to you, but we just plowed Legacy 5. In other words, they just really did a great job. Good luck to Legacy 5 doing as well as they did. Well, there was one night in particular, it doesn't happen very often, that for some reason the audience really didn't dig the Booth brothers, but they loved Legacy 5. I mean, they just ate us up. And it was really obvious that night who the audience's favorite was. And so it was around Christmas time. I went to an old antique shop here in Franklin, Tennessee, and I found one of those old-time plows that you hang on to. It's got the big wheel and the little plow in front. I guess you attach a horse or a mule to it. I found an old rickety broke-down plow, and I bought it for about $16, and I snuck over to Michael Booth's house one night and I placed it in his front yard with a little note on it. It said, roses are red, violets are blue, Legacy 5 just plowed you.
That's great.
He's still got that plow in his front yard with flowers planted around it.
All right, Daryl from Poteau, Oklahoma asks, why don't you play the bass on stage anymore?
It's a good question, Daryl. I actually got the bass guitar out a couple of months ago to start playing, and it's broke. I took it to have it fixed. They told me it couldn't be fixed, and this will serve as a good reminder to me. I've got to go buy a new bass guitar and start doing that again. I've talked about it. We want to do it. be watching for it in the next decade.
All right. Dan from Heron, Montana asks, have you ever been the subject of your father-in-law's jokes?
Every day. If you've ever heard Ken Davis talk, or if you've ever heard him on the radio, you have heard him refer to me in less than flattering terms. He is nonstop on to me, but guess what? I get the last laugh because I get the inheritance.
Okay, Donna from Howell, Michigan asks, out of all Southern gospel songwriters, is there one in particular that you seem to record more of their songs than other Southern gospel songwriters?
I would say Diane Wilkinson has had more cathedral quartet songs recorded, and possibly even Legacy 5 songs recorded. She is one of those staples in gospel music. Diane Wilkinson has had a lot of songs recorded.
Judy from Arizona asks, what is the most memorable thing you learned from your days with the Cathedral Quartet?
The most memorable thing that I learned was just to treat people right. Just to treat people how you would want to be treated. Treat everybody with dignity and respect. And always try to do your best. Give your best, whether you're in an audience singing to 100 people or 2,000 people. Always give the very best that you have, and strive to do everything you do with excellence.
Okay, and Matt in Winnipeg, Manitoba, so another Canadian Legacy 5 fan. That's awesome. Could you describe your first performance with the Cathedrals and your first performance with Legacy 5, how they compare and how they were different?
Honestly, I can't describe my first performance with the Cathedrals because I have absolutely no memory of it. No recollection whatsoever. I guess I was just so nervous and really in over my head. I don't remember my first performance. They tell me it was in Flint, Michigan. I honestly don't remember. I remember the second night in Nashville, Tennessee at the Christ Church. That's my first recollection of a cathedral concert that I had. I wish I remembered that first night, but I honestly don't. Again, I guess I was just so nervous I don't remember. I was almost equally as nervous during the first Legacy 5 performance. It was in 1999 at the National Quartet Convention. The Cathedral Quartet did their farewell performance for about 4,500 people, and then immediately following that, Legacy 5 did their debut performance for those same 4,500 people. And it was a really remarkable day, a great day, a bittersweet day. I had to say goodbye to my best friends, the Cathedrals, and what an institution they were. Had to say goodbye to them, and it was very sad. And then moments later to turn around and to have the joy of introducing Legacy 5 and starting the next chapter, the next season of my life. It was a very rewarding and fulfilling experience. So in a lot of ways, the worst day of my life was also the best day of my life.
That's an incredible roller coaster.
Yeah,
I mean, that's unreal.
Coaster.
Scott, we've got one more question here, and this comes from Kathy in Tehachapi, California, and she asks, how can you be scared of every little thing that moves and still enjoy the outdoors?
I enjoy the outdoors if I'm riding the thing that moves. If I'm on a snowmobile or horseback or a four-wheeler, I'm fine, because that way I can get away from all the creepy crawlies that freak me out. It's weird because I'm not afraid of big animals that really are the dangerous ones. Bears. I'm not afraid of the things I should be afraid of. I'm scared of the mice, the snakes, the armadillos, the spiders. All the girly stuff is what I'm scared of. Who knows? I don't get it.
Well, I'll tell you what, I can say on behalf of all the friends and the family of Legacy 5 across the country, in Canada, all that, thank you very much for taking the time to do this.
Yes,
and I know there's been a great amount of excitement, and I thought it was ever so appropriate that when we put all the names into the hat, that your name was the first to come out, and I think this is a great way to get this started. So thank you very much.
It's been fun. Thanks, guys, for the great questions.